Hello, this is Adolfo Montoya with my presentation for the Gestalt principles. Let's begin. The first principle is proximity. And my definition for proximity is that when things are close together, they seem to belong to the same group. Such as these two rows of green circles, since they're close together, they seem to belong to the same group. And here we have a little chart with an example. You see that these two rows of black circles go into the same group, and so do these red ones. And here you can see that proximity overpowers color even. So you can see that these two rows of mixed colored circles are part of the same group, and so are these. And here we have another example. We have one single group and then two rows that make a different single group. Then we have proximity here for this group and this group. And here are just more examples of that. Once again, we have two rows that make up the same group. And since they're close together, they look like they belong together. And row B is by itself, and so is row C. So since there's no proximity, they look like they're different. And one more time, the three rows here make one big group. This row here makes a second smaller group. And this third one right here makes an even smaller group. But since they're all spaced out, they look like they're different groups. Okay, moving on to similarity. Similarity. My definition is things that resemble one another go together. And for my example, I have these black triangles that I put together right here. And since they are all the same triangle, just copied and pasted, they are similar and they represent similarity. And here, once again, we have similarity. All of these resemble one another, so they look like they go with one another. Here's another example. Here we have one group of similar squares making just one row, two rows that belong together because of the similarity, and the same thing repeats over here in this pattern. And the similarity over here makes four different groups separated by the circles. Moving on to continuity. Continuity, it is the flow of visual patterns past their edges. So for my example, I made this little triangle V shape here. And if you were to follow the lines, they would keep on going past their edges and into infinity, if you were to imagine it like that. As you can see, they keep going. And there's the law of continuity, which whenever the path is traced, it makes it look like as if it would keep going. Here you can see the little leaf traces the path, which creates a nice little flow. And here you can see how continuity makes this all fit together. All right, and the next one is closure. And here we have a pretty good example with the shape of a triangle being made using the three little cutouts circles that resemble Pac-Man. And once again, closure. shapes made from the missing space in other shapes. So right here you have 5 different little pentagons, and the way they're placed makes it look as if this is a soccer ball. And for my example, I put 4 black diamonds, and if you were to look in the negative space, you could see an X shape, and that is an example of closure. Once again, we have the little Pac-Man circles again, and if you look in the negative space, you can see a square. And over here we have a different example. We have, once again, the little Pac-Man circles forming a triangle right here, and then you have this little V shapes making what seems to be another triangle overlapping. Here we have another square, this time being made by 4 different little triangles. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.